This is the BirdFans4Ever Podcast, and you're listening to episode 80. Today's show features two Redbird guests from John's playing days, Matt Taphorn and Jeff Harris, as we dive into their journeys, their time at Illinois State, and the stories that shaped their careers both on and off the court. We'll get into Redbird memories, behind-the-scenes moments, program culture, and what it means to represent ISU the right way. It's a fun and wide-ranging conversation Redbird fans are going to love. Episode 80 starts now.
Hello and welcome to BirdFans4Ever, episode 80. This is going to be an awesome one. These are two of my teammates, Jeff Harris and Matt Taphorn. Hi, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Thanks, John.
Thanks for having us.
This is awesome. So Matt's now a two-timer in the BirdFans4Ever. This is Jeff's maiden voyage. So, Jeff, we already heard how Matt got to ISU. This is your turn. How did you get to ISU?
It started out my senior year. Obviously, I was from Indianapolis, Indiana. I was having a really good year and had been going down the recruiting trail and had a lot of interest from a lot of different people. And Illinois State eventually came to the door, and that started with Coach Donewald. And then at the time, his two assistants were Terry Smith and Jim Platt were two kind of head assistants. They made many trips over to Indianapolis, and so their interest was strong. And the more I got to know Illinois State and Coach Donewald and his ties to Indiana, the type of style that he played, and where my role was going to fit into that team, as well as the fact that they were going to be a very senior dominant team my freshman year. And at the time, Coach Donewald, he had a great saying that he told us all that, I'm sure he told Matt the same, that, hey, you guys are going to get your chance eventually. I'm not going to recruit junior college players in on top of your head, et cetera. You get in line and you work hard and you'll get a chance. And what you do with it is up to you. And so one thing led to another, and I thought Illinois State was going to be a really good fit for me. And I thought Coach Donewald was going to be a good fit for me and his style of play. So I signed on the line, and I was ready to come and excited.
Did you have a lot of other schools recruiting you at the time?
I had a lot of schools from lower divisions. Division II, Division III, my sophomore, junior year. And my senior year, a lot more picked up. And I had people come from Purdue and Michigan State. But I felt like with those schools that they wanted me more as a kind of a practice type player and somebody who's going to be solid and not give them a bunch of trouble and problems, etc. So I was looking not to go sit on the bench somewhere. I was looking to go a place where I thought I could get better and hopefully make an impact. And that's one of the things that Donewald would say to us when he was recruiting. He said, I'm going to try to give you the opportunity to make you the best player that you can be. And I think both for Matt and I, it was pretty evident that, we got better each year, And that was the name of the game.
Absolutely, right? I mean, that's the same thing for me, right?
Right.
From my freshman year to my senior year, I'm light years better. I mean, it's not even the same human being.
So the teaching and the program that was installed, that was the purpose of it. And, you had to buy into the system. Yep. And he obviously recruited different players for different spots. And to fit into his mold. And if you didn't fit into that mold, you were probably not going to stay, and you were probably going to leave.
Right. I mean, he was huge in fundamentals, huge in situations, huge in preparation, right? We knew where other teams were going to be before they even knew where they're going to be. And so that allowed 100%. Slow guys like me to be in the right position ahead of schedule. Right? So,
hey, Jeff, I don't remember if you signed early in the signing period or you waited till after the season was over.
I waited until the spring of my season.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I went through. I didn't sign in the fall. I signed in the spring.
Did you sign in the fall?
I did. I actually signed in the
did too.
fall that year, but a lot of the same reasons Jeff talked about, and I think I mentioned this on my podcast. But the style of play that they played was similar to what I did in high school. The success they had, right before we got there, they were 2-time NCAA teams back-to-back years. Really had a lot of momentum going. I went to a few games over there. The field house was just crazy, on game days. So it was a great atmosphere. For me, it was close to home. For Jeff, it wasn't too far from Indianapolis, but
No.
just a, great college environment.
And I knew coming there, I think my freshman year, Matt, I think we had, what did we have, like 6 guys from Indiana? I think my
They were
freshman
already
year,
on the team, yeah.
I think we had,
You had the 4 seniors,
they were all from Indiana.
right?
And
Every one of
then-
them.
And then William
William.
was from Indiana,
William,
5.
yep,
And
Yep.
then me, 6.
Right.
6.
So, yeah. So that felt good, and William and Ricky, both being from Indianapolis as well.
Yeah.
Well, and really back then, right? Tony's from Michigan. Bill
Right.
Bratzik was from Illinois. Derek was from
Matt's
Illinois.
Yep.
Matt's from Illinois. Who else was on that? Did I miss one? I missed one.
Well, we had, of course, initially we had Art Pollard that was from East Chicago,
India.
I believe.
East Chicago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ben Morton was
Yep.
from Detroit. Cliff was from
Michigan.
Detroit.
Cliff
Yep.
was from Detroit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was very Illinois, Indiana, Michigan.
Yep.
Yep. That was it.
Midwest focused.
Midwest.
like you said,
100%.
And Jeff, like you said, it was very much a system, right? I mean, when I was being recruited, I was going to be a screener and a post guy, right? I mean,
Right.
they're
Right.
very honest with you about this is what your role is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much.
All right. So you two said that you guys had met that summer. Did you do preview together? How did you meet that summer?
Yeah, we did. So we came over before we started playing, and I think we had preview that week. And I started, being from Pekin, there were a lot of kids from my high school that went to ISU. So I started introducing Jeff to some of my friends. And I think 2 of the people he first met was Kelly Galvin and Lori McGinnis. And they were staying at my sister's apartment. So he got to meet them, and that made a good first impression on him. And then I brought him back. I think it was that same week I brought him back to my house in Pekin.
This was a 2-week stay in
Right.
In Bloomington Normal, where Matt and I met. So
we went to this house party, mostly underage.
in Pekin.
In Pekin, there were kegs and everything, and then the police showed up, and we're running into the cornfield to get away from the police. Jeff's like, "What the hell did I get
I'm like,
myself into?"
What is going on here? And and from there, so we finished that 2 weeks together, and I really didn't know what I was going to do. And Matt, being from from Pekin there, he had already had his roommate situation set up.
Initially, yeah.
Yeah, ready to go. And after we spent our 2 weeks together, I don't know who brought it up, but obviously he decided to switch his plans, which I thought was a big move. I mean, those were his high school buddies.
Yeah.
And so that was a big, obviously, decision in our lives right then and there. That he decided I'm gonna room with you, Jeff. And so, like you said, John, we went to Manchester Hall, and and from there on, obviously we were roommates for all 4 years. And even though we went in different study fields, we spent obviously a tremendous amount of time and have been lifelong friends ever since. And I can't ever be more grateful for that opportunity. Not only Matt, but Matt's family being so close down the road. I mean, they kind of took me in under their wing, and when we had a break, we would go to Pekin, and his mom was always welcoming, and and his dad, and I mean, just a fantastic family. And they just kind of brought me in, open arms, and that's how it went.
Yeah, it was nice to get a home cooked meal every now and then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our transportation was a little shaky sometimes in that red Honda.
Yeah.
But we got there.
That's right.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say having a roommate that is actually an athlete and in your sport makes a little bit easier? I mean, I could only imagine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
especially with what we went through.
Right.
I mean, everybody knew playing for Donowell was physical and mentally challenging and tough. And I mean, and we. So having that where we could bounce that off one another, going through the same experiences, yeah, sure. And as you know, John, in some of those midnight practices, where
illegal now, they can't do that now.
He just make you go at it. And I mean, I remember specific times when, Matt and I mean, it was, you almost come to blows, right?
Yeah.
And,
Amen.
but we were always really good about, hey, look, nothing personal. We're just going at it, and we were friends right as we walked out. Out of the gym. It's just it is what it is, and so that's how we did it.
All right, Jeff. Let's talk about your sophomore year, before the 3-point line got in.
Sure. Yeah. Well, my freshman year was pretty much a practice player. I was a practice player. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time, but learned a lot. And probably the thing that I remember the most about my freshman year were our games that we played in Horton Fieldhouse when it was rocking. And that was primarily, if I remember right, we played Tulsa and we played Bradley. And obviously, Matt was well aware of what was going to happen. And he's like, you're not going to believe what you're going to see here. And sure enough, the people had the shirts on, with the big X out on Versace's head. And just the excitement in Horton Fieldhouse when it was packed, it was a great place to be and a great place to play. So those were two games that really stood out to me. Just being a part of that. I think Tulsa may have been. I remember coming in and hitting a field goal, a 15-foot shot. When I was like, "Oh, there's a lot of energy here." And so I remember that field goal specifically. The end of the freshman year.
We played Wichita that year too. They had Xavier McDaniel.
Yes.
And I remember the game. So that was when those teams used to come and play, like Peoria on a Thursday and come and play us on a Saturday. And McDaniel in the game on Thursday against Bradley had like 49 points and 25 rebounds. And then he was coming to play us. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, didn't we, Matt? I think 3 out of our 4 years, the Missouri Valley Conference had the leading scorer in the nation. With the X-Man, wasn't he? He was.
I know McDaniel was, and then Hawkins was.
Then our junior year, Hawkins was.
Hawkins was.
Right.
So 3 out of 4 years that we played, we had the leading scorer in the nation, to play against. Finally, our freshman year, and Matt will remember many of these situations. We pretty much all but had the conference won. We had a good season. We were on our way. We really felt we were going on to the tournament. And, I think Mike McKinney mentioned something about getting a ring or something. And all we had to do was beat Indiana State at home. Or, for senior night.
In the tournament. That was the first game in the tournament.
That was, and we lost. And I was like, it was not a good day. And it was not a good locker room.
Well, that was the first year that the tournament expanded to 64 teams, too.
Yes, right.
So even though we lost, that was when the tournament games were still all, home and home. So you played our first round at home against Indiana State. And we, like Jeff said, we lost, but we still ended up getting an at-large bid as, I think, a 9 seed going into the NCAA tournament that year.
And
we were the third team out of the Valley to get in because Wichita and Tulsa both got in.
Yeah. And we
Imagine putting 3 teams
We-
in today from the
We
Valley.
beat
That
USC
doesn't
and
happen.
lost to Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so talk about you lose to Indiana State. Do you have an inkling you guys are gonna get to go to the dance, or do you guys
Not
go home
necessarily,
for spring break? I mean,
But Coach Donwald always, back then, it was we really wanted to get over 20 wins. He kept really pushing for 20 wins, and we had some good wins. We had a good season, so we had an inkling, or we were hoping that we would get that at large bid. How time changes. Come our senior year. Matt was hurt the first 4 or 5 games,
Yep.
right, Matt?
Yeah.
Yep.
I missed 3.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, and
We lose
but
all
I
3.
still feel like even though we had won, I think we were 18-12, and we went on to the NIT. But in my heart, there's no question our team was one of the best 64 teams in the country that year.
Yeah.
We
we beat Iowa. We beat Bradley.
We had Purdue, to a 4-point
on the
game.
ropes. Yep.
We were a good team when we were all healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so sophomore year, Matt.
So wait, let's get back. So you're getting ready to play USC. What is it? I mean, what is the atmosphere like? I mean,
So I think I told this story when I was on before, Jeff. I don't even remember this. So with the first game, we played at Oral Roberts.
Yeah,
All
I think
the
you and I
old
walked out
palatial-
together.
Yeah, and I told Jeff, we were in layup line. I said, "Are you looking at these cheerleaders? These USC cheerleaders were just phenomenal." And then we played Oklahoma in the second round, and it's like they were almost even better.
Okay, so that's where Matt was looking.
Yeah,
This is what I remember. We walked out to do our practice, and I believe, was it Louisiana Tech that was coming off the floor in front of us?
yeah, with Carl Malone.
With Carl Malone.
Yeah,
And that dude walked by us, and I thought, I'd never seen a guy as
he was
big
huge.
and
Yeah,
as strong. And I mean, we saw X-Men,
Carl
right?
Malone.
yeah,
Carl Malone. I mean,
Right.
And I was like, that guy's big. I remember, walking past him going into that arena. But it was exciting times.
So USC game you win. Was that pretty much you guys had that under control the whole way?
it was pretty close. I mean, I think we
Yeah.
ended up winning by 9 or 10. But again, that was the third straight year that Lou and Ricky and Michael and Brad had been in an NCAA tournament, so they were all veterans.
seasoned.
I mean, they just took over the game, and
Yeah.
Right.
Braxic and Derek contributed as well. So I mean, we had a really good team.
And as you know, I mean, not only do we have a good team, but I mean, Coach Donowald was so excellent at preparation.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That,
Yeah.
I mean,
Will to
we
prepare is more important than
truly
the will
felt
to win.
like, we truly felt like our whole 4 years, no matter who we were going out on the court against, if we followed our plan,
Yeah.
that we were going to be in the game.
Agreed.
And that was a good thing.
I remember,
right,
and this is maybe getting off track a little bit, but I think we played Indiana State one year, might have been our junior year, and we knew their offense just as well as they did. And if they went somewhere they weren't supposed to go, we would tell them where they were supposed to go.
We knew
Because-
Iowa's.
We did all that preparation, yeah.
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 I mean, like, hey, bud, you're supposed to be coming up this way.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about
So after the USC game, we win. We play Oklahoma, number 1 seed. They had Wayman Tisdale.
Yeah.
And, the rest of their team they probably had 3 or 4 other future NBA
God,
players.
yes. Yep.
But Tisdale in that game goes 13 for 16.
Crazy.
Just has a phenomenal, like 29 points or whatever it was. And they only beat us by 6 or
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
If he
As
wouldn't
a
have had
number
that
1
game,
seed.
yeah, we could have beat them. Yeah.
So that would have been just amazing to beat that team. But anyway,
Yeah.
it was a great experience, for us to go through that. And that was the only time we made it to the NCAA tournament was our freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about my freshman year, your sophomore year, which isn't as fun as the year before.
No. So,
Well, I mean-
of course, our freshman year we win. I think we ended up with 22 wins, maybe 22-9. Our sophomore year, William Anderson's our only senior, and then Derek and Bill are the only two juniors. So we had a very young team. 8 guys in your class. There's 4 left in our class. Really, really young team.
Yeah.
And we finished the year surprisingly with a winning record, 15-14.
Just barely. I mean,
amazing. And we were in some game, like Bradley that year went 32-3, and they beat us by 4 at their place in overtime. They beat us at our place by maybe 6, and then they had a game-winning basket by Hawkins in the Valley tournament down in Tulsa. So in the 3 games we lose to them, it was by a total of about 10 points.
Yeah. I mean, we played hard, obviously. But we were all learning, and obviously it was a tough year for all of us. It was a tough year for the coaching staff, and taking those losses, and we had a lot of night practices and
a lot of after the game practices.
It was a tough year, but it was a learning year. It was a growing year, and I think we were all better for it. The following 2 years.
How many of your class ended up staying after that year, John? Do you remember?
Kevin stayed for 1 more year. Todd stayed for 1 more year. So we had 4. Sonny, Todd,
so
and I.
So 4 of the 8?
4 of 8. Half of my class was gone.
Yeah.
Tom Smith didn't even make it to the first week of practice.
No, God, no.
Which, if I could high jump 7 feet, I wouldn't go.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then, of course, Starks will get, kicked off the team your senior year. And Kevin will leave after our sophomore year. So it just becomes Sonny and I. And technically, because we redshirted,
Right.
we're now in Gerard and Ricky and Randy's class. So that 85 class just evaporates.
And it was a huge class. And it just
huge class with Jay Teagle, who'd won 2 state championships in Indiana. And you being from Indiana, know that's just next to impossible.
Yeah, coming out of Marion. I mean, he came out of a huge program.
Huge, right? And then Mark Kratz won 2 state championships. And, so we had all these high school All-Americans. Sonny had been to the Final 4 freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. And so,
I think that year was hard on those guys because they ended up having to play probably more than freshmen normally would, and certainly more than Jeff and I did. But that was because our upper class were so thin.
Yeah.
Well, we only had 3 upperclassmen, and then you have 10 underclassmen.
Yeah.
So
But people leaving just goes to what we said before. I mean, you got to be willing to fit the mold. And willing to do what you're asked to do, and and if not, you left.
Yep.
Well, a lot of times it was as much of a mental challenge as it was a physical challenge to play on that team, because you would definitely your man head would get challenged every now and then.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially those midnight practices, right? You just gotta kind of put it out of your mind and keep going after the ball.
Yeah.
Because we only did 4 things: lockout drill, dive on the ball and come back and have to dunk. You guys probably had to do layups.
Hey,
one on zigzag, right?
Yep.
They were 15 minutes, and then down and backs in 22 seconds.
Yeah, you guys can thank me for that diving on the loose ball drill though being over. You know, because my junior year, we were down in the gym, and we were diving on the balls. And at the time, I was leading the team in scoring, and I went to dive on the ball, and I dislocated my finger.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
I dislocated my finger, and I walked over to Ruben. I'm like, I think my finger's out of socket. And I saw Coach kind of looking left, like, what just happened? And so Ruben yanks on it and puts it back in. Either Ruben or Doc Keefe did, one or the other.
Yeah.
And we
Hope it's Ruben.
But after that night, we may have done slides, we may have done blockout drill, we may have done zigzag, but we never ever did dive on the loose ball again after that night in my career.
No, we didn't.
No.
That was it. That was it. So it was a price to pay, but I think I'll take a dislocated finger again.
Yeah, thanks for
if
that.
we don't have to do that drill.
Right.
All right. We were just talking off air, and we were talking about going to play Indiana your junior year. I'm a red shirt, so I don't get to play in Indiana. We're playing in Market Square Arena. I still have the watch, the Indiana watch. I don't know if you still have that watch.
Oh, yeah.
You bet. Oh, yeah, I'm from Indiana. I mean, come on.
And they won the national championship that year. I bet you put that on eBay. You might not get a little money for that.
It was actually, for me, that was a big day. When we were going to come back to Market Square Arena and play Indiana our junior year. And as Matt will remember, we had just come off of the Music City Invitational down in Vanderbilt. And we had played really, really well and barely lost, and lost to Kansas State, right, Matt? On the last second shot by Mitch Richmond, I think.
Mitch Richmond, yeah.
Yeah. Vanderbilt, Illinois State, Tennessee Tech, and Kansas State. I still got the book.
Yeah. We
That's
got
where all
beat
the
on the
bird
last
fan
second
stuff
shot
is at.
in the final game there. So we had been playing well. And we all were given a day to go home for Christmas Eve to see our families, but we would be back to Illinois State on Christmas morning to practice. So, we all showed up and we practiced. But as you can expect, Christmas morning, we didn't practice.
Christmas morning.
We didn't practice.
It was like a 9 o'clock practice.
We didn't practice very well. Coach wasn't very happy. And so we all got on the bus to head back to Indianapolis to get ready for the Indiana game. And here, I think a lot of us had, families coming over there. It was Christmas time and come to see the tournament. And I think we're going to have a nice meal at the hotel like we usually did, and et cetera. And so we're all kind of relaxing on the bus ride over. And we get about, 20 minutes out or so, and Coach is telling the bus driver and Doc and Ruben to get ready because we're going back to Market Square Arena and we're practicing tonight. And we're all looking at each other like, you got to be kidding me, Yeah. So sure enough, we pull right into Market Square Arena, and he tapes us all up, and we practice again, Christmas night. And then end up with our little sack lunch, I think, as we prepare for the Indiana game. And
those are 3 words you never wanted to hear get off the bus is tape them up.
Yeah. Rube, tape them up.
Tape them up.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, I think we weren't allowed to go anywhere after Matt's incident, in walkthrough. After Matt's incident. So Matt and I, we contributed a lot to the program because when Matt twists his ankle during walkthrough, and a bad twist, a bad ankle injury.
Well, and honestly,
I remember that one. What did you do, Matt?
Well,
there's actually year, right, Matt?
Things. Well, coming between my sophomore and junior year, I twisted it twice during the summer.
Yeah,
and then I did it in a walkthrough, like you said, in the hotel. And then I did it again when halftime of one of our games. We were just out shooting, and a ball rolled under my foot, and I twisted my ankle.
Oh, jeez.
It was my junior year. I was hurt a lot, which was frustrating.
Yeah. It was a rough year.
Walkthrough in the hotel room would get sweaty and vicious at times.
It would get physical sometimes. Yeah.
In the post, it'd get horrible.
But especially when we were younger, because, we're trying to do what Coach wants us to do, and you got Lou Stavanovich telling you, look, dude, cut it out. Otherwise, I'm going to knock you out, But and we're young. We're just trying to do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But so obviously, as we talked about, John, our junior year was a big year. Obviously, a really, really big year for me. Matt had obviously a lot of injuries, but for me, that's when the NCAA put in the 3-point line, and
Yes.
And with the introduction of the 3-point line, it really saw the shift in the game to what we see today. But that was just the beginning of it. Yeah. And a player like myself, instead of just being one of the 5 cogs in the wheel, became a weapon. And if your coach embraced that, then it was really going to, potentially be a good thing. So it really changed the projection of my career dramatically when that line came in. And I, no one would ever predicted that, right? When you were being recruited. I mean, we didn't know the NCAA was going to put that in.
No, God, no.
Year. I mean,
no.
Who knew that was going to happen?
No.
But I knew that Coach Donwall had bought into it early on, because we were in a practice and we were running, fast break drills and this and that. And I remember, I don't know who was coming down with me, but maybe Todd was on one side, I was on another side, and it was 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, right?
Yeah.
And we went like we normally did, and pass, and layup, right? I mean, it was great.
Right.
And Donwall stopped the practice right then, and he's like, "Look," he's like, "We're 3-on-1, Jeff." He's like, "Stop and take the shot."
Yeah.
Shoot the 3-pointer. We got the chance to get the rebound.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, that right there showed that he was going to embrace trying to use that line to our benefit. And,
right.
He told me early on, he brought me into his office and sat me down, and we had a very candid discussion, as he's known to have with players. And he pretty much just told me, he's like, "Look," he goes, "I got guys that can run faster than you. I got guys that can dribble better than you. I got guys that can jump higher than you. I got guys that can pass better than you. But I don't have anybody that can shoot the ball like you can shoot it. So you better start shooting the ball. Otherwise, you're coming over to me." And, I mean, it was a pretty pointed discussion, and that was early on, probably within the first 3 or 4 games of my junior year. And fortunately, things went well, and
Well, if you look back even 40 years ago now, since they introduced the 3-point line almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff still has some of the top 5 season
were both
performance in terms of, both shooting percentage and threes made.
Yeah.
I came in the next year and started contributing to that, but we still, that between the two of us, have, quite a few of the 3-point records, and that was the first couple of years we had it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
so,
we were just, yeah.
And here's what I would contribute to that is the fact that you didn't take dumb 3-pointers like they do today, right?
Oh,
no.
That wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
No, that was not allowed. Or else you would be sitting next to coach.
Yeah.
The other thing is you were coming off screens and stepping into the ball, right? And so being fundamentally, it was boom, boom. And hence why I think you two are still in the top 3 or 4 3-point percentage by make.
With our shots.
Yeah.
And
could you imagine
you
pulling up and shooting a Steph Curry 3, leaning sideways, going one way?
I mean, I remember one time we were asked at DePaul, we were up at the Rosemont.
Yeah.
And I shot one at the time. Rosemont had the NBA 3-point line.
Right.
On the court. And I shot one that was a little bit past that. And I remember in the post-game press conference, one of the reporters asked a question about that. And Donald just looked at me and said, "Well, if he didn't think he would hit it, he wouldn't have shot it." Yeah. So, I mean, he was in support of Matt and I. And, I mean, as Matt came along and got healthy his senior year, I mean, if people were going to zone us, they were going to pay. I mean, they couldn't guard us both. I mean, it's just
teams that played a zone against us
Paid the price.
It wasn't going to work, and
No.
we were too well prepared, and if we were on, it was going to be ugly.
Yeah.
I remember a game. I think it was against Creighton. Must have been our senior year though, and I was on the bench at the time. Jeff was out there, and he was literally right on the floor from where I was on the bench, probably at the NBA 3-point line. I think it was like Harstad or Gallagher from Creighton that he was just daring. It might have been Porter Mosier for all that matter. Jeff was just daring them to come out and guard him, and they never did. So he just let it go and just put it right in.
Well,
He's like,
you
"You're
had
gonna come out and
34
guard me?"
that night.
And they never did.
Yeah,
That was funny.
Creighton was Tony Baroni their coach, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creighton, unfortunately, they were on the other end of some very, very good games for myself.
Yeah.
I think my junior year, I
Well,
had
you and I both. Yeah.
maybe 25 and 26 against them.
Yeah.
And then that barrage started my senior year, and I just remember Baroni on the side just smacking the chair, like, guys, what are you doing? And Matt and I had
I think they were one of those teams that tried to play zone against us too. Which didn't go.
And we were just running in and out and around, and the ball was going in, and like I said, I mean, that was my career high. And I know, I mean, I was 8 for 9 that night from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And,
I think I hit like 6 or 7 that same game. So, when you and I were shooting like that, it was just unfair.
And that is on, we have that on BirdFans4Ever on the YouTube. You can go out and search for that game.
Yeah,
we have that game out there. It was a great game to watch.
But it was a big change for our career, and it was a big change, obviously, for college basketball. I mean, look at how it's played today, and people ask me all the time who know me, and I'm sure Matt gets the same question, like, wouldn't you love to play today, man? I mean, my gosh, if you got a penetrator, you got somebody who's really, really good that can draw attention. Oh my gosh.
Well, now it's like everybody on the floor shoots it. It's not just.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure you guys would have liked me shooting threes, taking three opportunity away from you, right?
Probably not.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying my job is to get you guys open and then crash the boards and get the rebound.
Yeah.
And
that's the style. But that's the style we played. We played motion offense.
I love that style. Wouldn't change it for anything. Or you guys would kick it in. And as a senior, I would be like, give me the ball. And I wasn't thinking very often of ever kicking it back.
Right.
As a sophomore, if you guys kicked it into me, Matt be like, give me. I mean, you guys were yelling at me to give it back. Like, I get a chance to make a move here, don't I? Nope. Kick it in, kick it out right. And so that's how we play.
3 for 2, John.
Yeah. So, Jeff mentioned the Creighton game, but obviously one of the bigger games that he and I both had was against Iowa when we played them in the tournament in Oklahoma City. And Jeff had 30 that game, and I think I had 25 or 27. It was another one where, we were both hitting, and that was the game. And I talked to you guys about this before. We were down 16 in the second half, and on back-to-back possessions, Jeff, I don't remember if you remember this, Ricky Jackson comes down the floor and hits back-to-back threes to cut it to 10. And Ricky, I don't think had taken a 3-point shot the entire season yet.
No, and I get we have the footage of that one. I'll try to find and get it out there. I get a tip-out steal, and he's on the break all by himself. There's not anybody on that side of the half court.
Nope.
And he pulls up and shoots that running three when he leans and goes all the way to the free throw line.
In front of the bench. I think Donald was just going to grab him and
that's what I thought. I thought, well, there goes Ricky. We'll never see him again. But it went in.
Didn't you throw a couple full court passes to me, Matt? Like twice in a row.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they weren't expecting that, and I mean, they were all pressing, and I just took off and.
Every time, after every made basket, they pressed, and we just beat that like a drum.
That was that's my career first start is at Iowa.
And again, preparation. I mean, Donald had that plan, how to beat that press.
Right.
to the
And
team.
they were the first game we played, obviously, and we had a week to prepare.
Yeah.
And then we had like 12 hours to prepare for Oklahoma. That didn't go very well.
Yeah. But I mean, if you remember right, so we get beat by Oklahoma our senior year.
Yep.
They go on to win the national championship. We get beat by Indiana our junior year. They go on to win the national championship.
Right.
So we had some good competition in our Christmas tournaments.
But the other one, so we beat Iowa, lose to Oklahoma, and then our first game in the Valley season is at Bradley.
Yeah.
And they were unanimous pick to win the Valley. We go there to their place and beat them.
Yep.
Win at Carver, yes.
So, you think about those 3 games in a row, and Jeff, to your point earlier, we felt like we had a team that was good enough to play in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah,
we had some early season losses that I think prevented us from getting in.
I totally agree with that, Matt.
yeah.
Without question.
If we had
Because
made
we
it
even
to
got
20
to the championship
wins,
game in the Valley tournament that year.
Right.
Against Bradley in Peoria.
Yep.
And that didn't go real well either, but still.
Right.
I mean,
But
I
we
thought
were
we were
still
good enough to get in.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this is closing. Floor's yours, guys.
Yeah, no, I was just talking at the last break. It's been not quite 40 years, but pretty close to that. Call it 37 years ago since we left ISU. But Jeff and I have stayed extremely close over those years. We've been at each other's weddings. We've been at each of our kids' weddings. Now we have grandkids. I've got 10 of my own. I think Jeff's got 4 now.
Yeah.
We each have 4 kids, and we're oddly enough we're both retired now. I just retired. Jeff retired a year ago. So, and we both have a place in Florida. So we've got a lot of things in common. And granted, I still live here in Central Illinois, and Jeff lives in Fort Wayne. But even despite that distance, we've been able to stay very close in contact with each other. So I probably value that more than the playing experience, is just the friendship we've had over these years.
100%. It goes back to a story, Coach Donald never let Matt and I room together on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Never, ever. And he basically told us, he goes, you guys spend enough time together. You don't need to room together on the road as well. And it's been that way ever since. Like I said, like Matt said, even though, we live 6 hours apart, we always have, because where I came and where Matt is, but our hearts have been always together. No matter what we've been going through individually, good times, bad times, tough times, we've always kind of been there for one another.
Yep.
And then we get to see each other whenever we can. I'm hoping to, as Matt said, we're both retired now. We have a little bit more freedom in our schedules, and I'm hoping to be able to see him a little bit more, play a little golf, have a little extra fun. But it's been a friendship that's been the best of my life, and
Agreed.
And way, way more important than our basketball career ever was.
But we have so much in common. Both of our parents are still with us, and a big part of our lives. Our siblings are a big part of our life. We each of us lost a sibling. Jeff lost a brother. I lost a sister, and we've been there for each other in those times. And then probably the most meaningful point recently, I had open heart surgery last year up in Chicago, and Jeff was up there for 2 days. Spending time with me and my wife Kelly, and making sure everything was okay, and that really meant a lot to me. So I know we'll always be there for each other, and it all started with that first summer at ISU.
We threw a little basketball in there in between.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys did. Well, that is awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Matt. So this has been Bird Fans Forever. This is episode 80. John, hit it.